So when is the best time to actually sell an NFT? Let's say you've been holding either from mint, from the secondary market afterwards, or just pre-reveal or even post-reveal you bought one. When's the best time you actually sell your NFT to make the maximum profit with the lowest amount of risk? I'm going to discuss that in this video. Hello everyone, it's Sajad, hope you're doing well. So I'm going to use two examples to illustrate my points that I wanted to make in this particular video. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell if you're new to the channel. I'll be doing a lot more videos like this where we do in-depth analysis of NFTs in general so that you can actually maximize profits. Just remember, incredibly risky NFTs. You can easily make 2x, 3x, 5x on your money in a 24-hour period. You can easily lose 50% or more of your investment in the same time period. That's why I like it. With the additional analytics, it can flip money fast. It's very easy to buy and sell and make transactions. However, you need to know what you're doing and you need to limit your risk. That's how you actually grow your pot of money and grow your capital. So the two examples I'm using, one is CloneX, which was a really good one for me. And the other one, also good for me, was Crypto Bull Society, which was an NFT that was launched kind of a few weeks before CloneX. Now, in terms of what they look like on OpenSea, at the moment, Crypto Bulls, the 7.8k items, but what I'm more interested in is what is the activity like at the moment. And at the moment, you can see on average, you get a couple of sales per hour, sometimes a little bit more than that, but on average 2 or 3 sales per hour. So very low volume. You see from the price there, people are still paying decent amounts. You're seeing transactions there for 4.69, 1.98. So that's a healthy sign as well. People are not racing to kind of pay what the floor price is for this particular NFT. So that's a good sign long term. If you want to be a long-term holder, that's kind of what you want to see in this type of market. But is that the way to make the most money? That's what we're going to discuss. CloneX, massive amount of volume traded, floor price seems to be holding up. Activity, obviously it's a lot newer anyway, but I mean, it was a very, very popular NFT collection. And you can see here in the space of an hour, about 7 transactions there. Yeah, about, I would say 7 on average every hour. So a decent number of transactions, and we're still seeing very, very big figures. I don't know what happened with this one going through. That must have been oh sorry, that's something that's on a new bid. That's an auction. You can see here some have gone for very, very good numbers between 10 and 20 ETH. So let's say you were involved in one of these. Where should you sell? Now, what I found in a decent quality NFT collection, remember this is a decent quality NFT collection with a good overall trend and a good kind of platform. What we can do is, if you have a look at the analysis, what you'll find is in nearly all of these good projects, there's a week period maximum where you get the most growth in price on average. I've actually found this to be true as well, not only of the floor price, the average price, but in this week-long period, I've actually found it to be true for the rarer ones as well, because there's enough liquidity. So sometimes on OpenSea, what you might find is, let's say your NFT is revealed, it might not show all of the traits immediately. It might take a few hours to a couple of days. And then even then there's another day or two before you can actually, on OpenSea alone, rather than using other software, actually look through different traits and select them on OpenSea and categorize them on OpenSea. And you can't necessarily see that with a newish project. Let me show you an example. So on Crypto Bull, if we click on items and we go to the left here, you can see all of the options are. But when this was first launched, or any new projects launched, you can't see all of these options. These tend to come later, after kind of like 2-3 days. And also people, I mean, there's a self-fulfilling prophecy with some of these NFTs as well. People seeing others buy and sell these for profit, the trend is going up. So other people hop on as well. And that trend continues, I've noticed, for a few days. But even in the NFT world, things are moving fast. So even with the good projects, I noticed that time seems to be possibly getting even shorter. So you see it more clearly here with Crypto Bulls here. This is the average floor price, the green line here, and the average price above. And you can see from 2nd of December all the way to 8th, 9th, over a 7-day period, post-reveal or after a few days, things were moving in a good trend. Then they pushed up with a spike, a massive spike of volume, a volume breakout, and then we reached a peak. Usually after that next volume spike, the peak is usually reached within a 24-hour period. And then from there, it's risky. It's actually better to take 90% of what you might get there, in my opinion, and move on to another project and move on and grow your cash flow. Then hold it for longer, hoping that if you have a rare one or one at flow, it's just going to keep going up forever. That's not going to happen. In my opinion, as soon as you see this calming down, it's quite predictable. I've not really seen many projects where it's kind of pumped up over the first few days, calmed down a good bit, and then suddenly a new wave has released. unless it's kind of many weeks or months after, but you don't want to be holding on to this stuff for months and months anyway, not if you're trying to grow cash flow or create any sort of income from this. You have to move quickly. And rather than even 7 days, I would say within the first kind of 3 or 4 days maximum, you should be selling your NFT. There's another important reason for that. That reason relates to the liquidity. So how many people are actually buying? When this was first launched, there were transactions literally every minute, even in the first 2, 3, 4 days. And you can see that easily by the volume spikes, how much volume there was in the market. Because right now we're over here and you see how small the bars are and you're getting 2, 3 transactions per hour. But look how large the bars were over here. Much higher than over here. So much more volume. Maybe 10x, 20x more volume here. So it's very easy to sell yours, especially sell yours for a very good healthy price before things take a dip. Because as human beings, what I found with a lot of the NFT holders, a lot of them are new to the market and stuff as well. As soon as they see the price going down, they don't panic or do anything. They just keep holding because there's all this weird diamond hand thing in the community where people believe you just hold forever, you'll make the most money, which I think is complete rubbish, and you have to be really careful with that. But because most people believe that, or a good bit of people, the price can be dipping down and you're still okay. You can still get rid of it and sell to these people who think it's just a short little dip and it's just going to keep going up forever. But you don't want to play that game or take that risk. And even if it did go up, in my opinion, this first trajectory move is always going to be the biggest one, especially the ones from mint or from pre-reveal. We're talking literally, already 3x, 5x on your money here, especially if you have a slightly rarer one, even a medium rare NFT. If we look at CloneX as an example, because this is more recent, what I found is the trend's shorter, and then, they had that news from Nike as well, so they had the big volume push too suddenly. It was literally the day after. I wish they had withheld that news for another day. I think everybody would have got an even better price, but same thing. It's the same trend. You see, it trends up, we've got the spike of volume, and then it kind of reached a limit here in terms of average price, floor price, and then it's kind of calmed down. And who knows from here, the volume is very low. My opinion is it's kind of going to stay where it is and then slowly kind of tail off. That doesn't mean it's going to completely fail. This could be a great one if if you have enough money and you can hold 1 or 2 of these and you've got a rare one and you want to hold it for like 6 months or something, then go ahead and do that. But for most of you watching, including me as well, it's all about making money on that initial kind of buzz in the first few days. And the analytics show you here, it's a good idea to sell kind of quickly. And what you actually find, you can actually see this in the what I call on the tape. So on the activity of each transaction, you can see a change. So for example, in CloneX, what I did was I jumped back in a couple of days ago to see if I could do 1 or 2 more flips. So I bought a couple, and on one of them I made a little bit, and one of them made a small loss. So overall, it's slight profit, but it definitely wasn't worth it. And it was so risky as well because you're buying at, 1 FT at 10 or 11 ether, which is about $40,000, and you don't know what's going to happen. If we've already reached the peak, it's it could potentially collapse very quickly as well. It's a bit risky, so I would have been better just avoiding it. And what you tend to see when the volume's kind of coming out a little bit is more and more of these people, they're taking offer prices on their products, on their NFTs. And I saw that over the last kind of 24 to 48 hours in this particular market more and more. And obviously you see the floor price dropping. So the floor price at the moment is 4.74. I mean, it was all the way up about 6.4, I think, at this peak. It's holding very well though, I must say, it's holding very well, but it's not worth it. It's not worth buying one now for 5, 10 ether and hoping to make a flip on it because it's too risky. We're actually at the beginning where things were pumping here and the floor price was rapidly going up and there's a lot of volume in here, is very easy. But you can see even the volume, if we go on a shorter time frame, so let's go on a 1 hour time frame, you can see, look, literally in the last hour there's just a few dots in terms of transactions. And this is the other little trick as well. This is a bit more advanced, but if you look very carefully at the type of transactions, that's why I like looking at this. These are literally nearly all of the transactions minus the outliers. What do you see here? That's why I like IC tools, because it's very easy to see this. If you look carefully, you'll see these same colored dots. This is one big seller clearing a lot of his NFTs, and you can see he's clearing it for, he probably had a lot of common ones and he's clearing them for floor price because he's getting nervous that the pump is done. The 7-day period is done. I mean, it's only been actually 4 or 5 days, but he's getting nervous, so he's selling out here. That's not what you want to see really in a collection long term, or especially in the first few weeks. You want to see a lot of the bigger holders holding on and not making massive amounts of sales, and that's not what I'm seeing here, which is another worrying sign. So I'm not saying CloneX is going down or is going up in the next few days. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is the opportunity has gone. The opportunity was here, not here where it is now going sideways. sideways and down or sideways and slightly up is still very risky. But here, when there's a clear uptrend, there's a massive buzz, and you're seeing people bite people's hands off to buy NFTs at any price, especially when the Nike news came out, all of mine sold out very, very quickly. I didn't even get a chance to increase the price and make it a ridiculous price because things move so fast there. But that's the key period. That's the best period, in my opinion, to actually flip and sell your NFTs. And another way you can actually do this, if you wanted to, is pre-reveal as well. There's an opportunity. Sometimes pre-reveal, I've noticed. So let's say this is the reveal coming, here. Pre-reveal, sometimes you can buy on the secondary market for 0.2 and the price might creep up to 0.4 and then down again, up again. Look, you can literally 2x your money there. So if you bought 4 of these, you can consider selling a couple and 2xing your money on those and not risking waiting for the reveal where, you don't always know what can happen. Because remember, even after a reveal, let's say things go really well, the price always just dips a little bit and then you can buy better ones, especially if your ones were not great. You can buy better ones. Don't rely on kind of lady luck here and think that you're going to get the 1 in 10,000. That's not going to happen. It's certainly not going to happen every single time. Rely on things that actually work here. Uptrending markets, and you're buying at the right time and selling at the right time. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Thanks very much for listening.